Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've decided, and I've decided this in the past, but I've decided again, I've got to sell some cameras and a few other things as well. So I'm going to, instead of just putting on cameras up on Australia's Gumtree and selling them there, I'm going to, for each camera that I sell and gear that I sell, I'm going to try and do a video about the camera and what I'm selling, which you'll be able to cross-reference to my ad. And I'll also put any references, some links underneath to any times I've reviewed this camera or talked about this camera in the past, whatever camera it is I'm talking about. So today I'm going to be talking about the Nikon F801, which I bought a few years ago myself. I bought it online. It was in very good condition. I was very excited when I got it. I've used it a few times. It works beautifully. I've got a lovely flash with it and also a special data back that goes with it and two lenses. And I'm going to be selling all those things. And I'm going to talk about them a little bit here now, and then I'm going to show you some sample photos. So the Nikon F801 is this one here. It's a beautiful camera. And I just installed some new batteries in the data back on the back. And I did a special test to make sure that the batteries are installed properly, and they are. Also, originally, of course, this would have come with an ordinary back without the data back, and I've actually got the original back in the box that the data back came with there. So the original back, if you wanted to take the data back off and put the original back on, it's in there. And I've also got instruction manuals. There's an instruction manual for the data back. There's an instruction manual for the Nikon Speedlight SB25. At the time I bought this, I thought this price I paid for all this was gold because I really wanted one of those flashes. And I still like the flash, it's great. And there's the manual for the Nikon F801. And so the lens on this camera is a Nikon 35 to 70 AF Nikkor lens, f3.3 to f4.5. If you want to have a look at it, these are quite popular lenses, and beautiful little autofocus lens. And it's 35 to 70 millimeter, I said, and it goes from f3.3 to f22. You can have a look on there maybe. And it takes a little bit of getting used to these cameras, but once you know what you're doing with them, I've been taking photos, just I've got a film in it, so I've just been taking photos in here. That's giving me f60 at f5.6, and I've got a 400 ISO film in it. So I've taken a few shots like that. I sometimes do that, and it's a great camera. The other lens that goes with it, apart from that came with the original camera, I'll show you the link underneath when I unboxed this whole outfit when I got it delivered to me. And if there's anything in that outfit that you would like that I haven't put up for sale on here, you better tell me. I don't know, there's too much more there. Anyway, this one here is both these lenses have got a UV filters on. It's 52 millimeter thread. This is a Sigma, and it is a zoom, 70 to 210 zoom. I don't know whether you can see that there. 70 to 210 zoom. And it's f4 to f5.6. And it also takes a 52 millimeter zoom. I've tested both these lenses and they work fine. And they came with the camera when I bought it. So, and as I said, I'll put a link underneath and show you the unboxing. I just dropped that. We'll just put it down there. I'll pick that up afterwards. I'm not very good at bending down and picking things up these days. Anyway, so perhaps I'll share the screen and just show you some sample images. I don't want to talk too much about the camera. I have a Nikon F90, which is a later model than this camera, which I really love as well. I want to keep at least one Nikon film camera, and I've opted to keep the other one because that probably doesn't, I don't know whether in my opinion, it's a better camera in many ways than this, but this is also a beautiful camera. I like them both as much, but I had to decide which one I wanted to sell. And I thought I can give you a better package deal if I give you everything that came with this for the price I'm going to ask. I haven't worked out the price yet. Been thinking about that. Anyway, so let's have a look at some sample images. We're going to share. Okay, these photos aren't all that exciting, but they give you a bit of variety. This is one of my shirts hanging on the clothesline. I love backlighting, and whenever I'm trying out a camera, I quite often test the camera on those pegs on the line or shirts and things hanging on the line just to see what the camera is doing. So there's a shot there. That was on a holiday in Burra at these beautiful cottages. I've blacked out our number plate there, so you can't see that, but that's just a morning light, I think, in the back of these, I don't know, 150-year-old cabins that we were staying in. And not long before we went up there, my next door neighbour backed into the side of the car, and it's all been fixed now, but that was a bit annoying. But this is a hotel that was used to be, there were about 5 hotels in Burra, and this one is not operating anymore. It's just standing there. It's been unoccupied and unused for about the last 3 years, I think. It's a beautiful old building. Here's a bit more of it. This is just opposite where we were staying in the cabins. This is down a side street in Burra. This is all taken on the Nikon F801. Another shot in the middle of town somewhere. There's an op shop going down there. Some more of the old, been raining there. I like taking photos when it's raining. And that was from the opposite corner to where our, over to the right past that post office thing. The post box is where our cabins were. So this is taken on the other corner. I love the old-fashioned red post office box where you could put your letters in and a few local signs. Close up down the main street of Burra again. And this is in another part of the town, near the Burra Town Hall, actually. I just quite like the look of the caravan and the van there. Some beautiful old buildings in Burra if you ever want to go and visit a nice country town. It's only about an hour from Adelaide or an hour and a half from Adelaide. It's just a beautiful place. Lots of historical interest there. Old mines. Now, this is just around the local football oval, taken on the Nikon F801. I think I'm probably using that zoom lens there. These are some of the guys probably coming off at half time, or we're not sure what's happening there. It's an action shot. I think that's a crop shot of that shot, so I cropped it. So you've got good definition and good autofocus, good blurring of the background, and so it's pretty good for sports as well. It's a distance shot using the telephoto lens from across the other side of the oval. I was quite a distance away. Some prickly pears. I took them over the fence just across from the oval there. One of the roses in our backyard, some flowers in our backyard. This is a place called the Watershed out near Salisbury in Adelaide in the northern suburbs, and it's a beautiful spot for a lunch. We're going there soon, I think, with some friends. And it's also a bit of a bird sanctuary there. I've taken pictures of birds there over the years. That's a bit of a bridge. You can go on a walk through the whole place. That's a bridge there that's in the wetlands there. That's the same bridge, so we go back. I think it's the same bridge. That's just through the trees, showing some of the paper bark. That might be the same bridge again. I try not to take too many shots of people. Don't like to intrude on people's privacy. Some of the ducks, I think that was in the same place. I'm not sure. No, it might be somewhere a bit different. One of the usual wetlands that I go to around here. Yeah, it is. That's a wetland that's only about 10 minutes, 15 minutes drive from here, where I've done other YouTube videos on there. And that's probably enough to give you an idea of what the camera does. I'm back here again now. So there you go. I'm going to put that up. And when I've done the actual ad on Australia's Gumtree, is where I usually advertise these things, I'll put the link to that underneath this video. I probably won't publish this until I have got that up on Gumtree. So if you want to contact me separately through the comments, you'll find a contact email for me on this YouTube channel up the top where the YouTube details are. You'll find an email for me there if you wanted to ask me about these. If you live in Australia, people from overseas, the only advantage you have to buying from overseas is probably the Australian dollar is not worth as much as the American dollar. So you can get things, whatever is quoted in Australian dollars is usually cheaper in American dollars. That's just a bit of a heads up. I did sell my Rollei TLR twin lens reflex eventually a few weeks back to a gentleman in New York City. So, but I did that through a camera shop because I handled all the postage. But if it's a smaller item, I might be able to do that from here and post it to you. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Like if you like, subscribe if you wish. I'd like to hear your comments. I've got lots of cameras and camera systems, Pentaxes and Canons, and the Nikon, Minolta, quite a different variety. I'm going to hang on probably to my Canon 700Ds. I've got a couple of them and accessories that go with them, and probably my Micro Four Thirds Olympus, and maybe the Panasonic and their lenses, and maybe one Nikon film camera and one Canon film camera and one Pentax film camera, I would imagine. But I've got heaps of lenses, particularly heaps of uh, Pentax lenses, autofocus and manual focus. So there you go. Let me know what you think of this, and I'll be interested to hear your comments, and particularly if you're interested in buying any of these. And as I said, as soon as I've finished, and I'll be doing that in a minute, I'll put in the ad up on Australia's Gumtree, and I'll put a link under that, and then we'll see how we go with that. And progressively, I'm hoping to sell everything, all the cameras I've got in here anyway, and maybe a few other items. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.